Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
We're keeping you in the loop with the guitar community. This episode is brought to you by Electromotive Sound Co. Go to electromotivesound.com. Check out the website. Check out a Clone V3. They're stellar. Our friend Philip at the 40 Watt Podcast did a great demo of it. And I'm just saying, if you want to have a good tone, it's probably the best way to get you there.
Honestly, if you don't like the way, if you like a Klon, but you're kind of just like feeling sick of all the just sort of repetitive ones that you see out there, his has a very unique take that his is a 4-knob. So, you know, with the Clone V3, it's V3, right?
V3, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the V3. And the thing is, too, you know, everyone talks about, oh, it's a clone for people who don't like clones. Like, you hear that a lot. I personally am not a fan of your typical clone. This really does allow you to kind of break out of that typical clone sound.
Yeah, I mean, you can dial out the clean blend, or you can, you know, all that kind of stuff that you can do by it being a 4-knob instead of the 3-knob, and breaking apart that concentric pot really opens up some cool things. And then there's also the high gain mode, which who would have thought, you know?
And listen, I'm one of those people. I don't have a drive pedal usually that's like edge of breakup. You know what I mean? I don't like that just barely. If I have a drive pedal, I want it to sound like that pedal. You know, I'm one of those people, like when people are like a transparent overdrive. No, I want color. And this, whenever you kick on that high gain, can really push you there and get you where it has that nice, like, gritty sound.
So Electromotive Effects, I'll take you there.
Electromotive Sound Co. I'll take you there. Also, this episode is brought to you, our Patreon supporters. We love you guys. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop and you can become a Patreon supporter as well. You can be in the chat room or not. If you do $5 or more, we have different tiers. We've got Scott's Tots. We've got the $1 level. It's one of those things where if you're able to support us, we greatly appreciate it. If you're not able to support us but you still listen, thank you. Like, you don't have to give money to make us love you. It helps. You know?
Helps a lot, but
I mean, it really can change our mind. That's all I'm saying. But anyhow, no, anyone who's able to support the show, whether it's just listening, maybe telling your friend about it, when they're like, what's wrong with you? And they're like, here, listen to these guys. This should give you some idea. And then they're like, hey, that Diaz guy's crazy. How does that Scott guy deal with him? And they're like, that's part of the show, is Scott's journey of dealing with Diaz.
Guilt and shame, mostly.
Guilt and shame, yeah. I feel like I've been a catalyst for some of your mental health breakthroughs, because I'm the reason you have to talk to someone. Like, dear heavens, please.
I mean, yeah, I've gotten a lot better at putting up boundaries and not caring.
Yeah, there you go. The apathy is a wonderful thing.
Honestly,
all right, Scott.
Apathy is one of the most emotionally healthy states I think I've ever been in. But
listen, you know what? I tell people all the time, sometimes that's a place you need to get into mentally, is just where you can, like, shut it off and stop caring.
Some people call it harmony. Apathy is a great other example of that. But anywho, you were about to ask me what's new.
I was going to ask you what's new, but you had to finish that thought.
I did have to finish that thought.
Jump out of the way.
I don't think I've bought anything new.
Really?
Yeah. I helped a buddy put a pickup, an Anthem and his Martin D16. So
nice.
Got some guitar work time in. I actually changed around my amps a bit in my Quad Cortex and played a Strat for the first time in a really long time live.
Really?
And yeah, and that was just a ton of fun. I've been playing P90s and humbuckers so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of just become the sound for a lot of the stuff at church. But this week we had one of the piano players who tends to overplay. And I was just like, all right, well, this is just gonna be a really sonically dense mix with this person playing this way, so I can get away with a Strat this week. And so I did.
Very nice.
Yeah. How about you, man? Anything new over on your front?
No, nothing new really. Just kind of, just hanging out. I feel like I need to do something. I need to, you know what? I've been like having this like urge to start working on writing music.
That's good.
And maybe taking some, like doing some online courses, like not like paying for them, but like doing some online research, and because really it's just, I'm not a natural songwriter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people can. I'm one of those people that will have to sit down and actually work and make it a craft. And also the tough part will be is I'm very self-critical when it comes to writing music.
Mm-hmm.
So
perfection is the enemy of progress.
I believe so.
Yeah. One of the things I've seen a lot of people do is they do a month of just do it. So whatever you want to be writing. So like, hey, I want to write a riff every day. And that's your goal. You have to write a riff every day. It's not about having a whole song. It's not about crafting everything. Or you can say, I want to write a chorus, or I want to write a harmony every day. But like it's that get it done, get just something done kind of progress is a huge thing. So
yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at. I need to get there. I need to make that happen. So that might be my I don't know, whenever I get my life a little more stable, might be something that I go for.
So never.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it off, right?
There will always be another emergency.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
So
1 second. Chewy, get off the table.
Get off the shed.
Right, I'm back. Get out of the shed. Oh my gosh. That was what, Saturday Night Live, Will Ferrell?
That was his audition.
Was it his audition? I think
he did that bit in his audition, and then they like actually made a skit out of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Not as awesome as this pile of news that we have to get through.
God bless. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna knock this. I feel like we gotta like try not to stay on some things too long because we do have.
We took a week off.
We did.
Happy
we
birthday, America and Canada.
Yeah. Just it's kind of like twins, just like born on different days, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. So the Boss ME90. So Boss sticking with the. 1 second. Jude, I'm trying to record a podcast here, bud. Can you turn the volume down a little bit? Thank you. You forgot. Boss sticking with the good old ME format. Why?
This looks like it's from the 90s.
Like it literally, I mean, it's got the ARD.
But it's all the knobs you could ever want. And so there's no real menus here, which is actually really interesting. I mean, there's definitely a preset number, but from the looks of it, it's okay.
Literally
I'm going to put it this way.
Like,
this is the GT for boomers.
Yeah, 100%. I'm tired of all this digital menu to update.
I just need the things. It's only $350 too, so that's a. I mean, this is a Pod Go competitor in undercutting it. I mean, when you think about it.
I mean, and look at all the you've got all the stuff that you want from Boss. You've got all these different modulation effects. You've got all your delays, standard analog tape, warm modulation.
Yeah, so it's got 8 spots, everything. And it looks like they're permanently kind of assigned to where they are. So you always have there's a comp, there's always an overdrive, but you can select which one it is. You can select what amp, yada yada yada. It's got the AIRD format. Oop, I'm getting a call from work. I'm gonna try to mute that. But
acoustical engineer emergency.
Yep, I'm just going to tell her I'm on a call.
Technically true.
I am on a call.
It is music related.
Yeah.
It's got an effects loop, so it's in return. I mean, I'm assuming that's an effects loop, or it's in the sense of you can use just there's a send and return on it. So
Yep. Bluetooth connectivity, so you can do the playback thing. Again, so if you're just using like some basic like PA speaker or something like that, it makes an easy practice rig. Pretty feature rich for 350, but it is, again, it's just that it's the knob interface.
Okay, so this isn't, so it's got a preamp. Does it have a like IR or something like that? There's no amp effect. This is just, yep, multi effects. I mean, this is okay, like in a church setting, if you have like a dedicated amp and you have like a rotation, kind of, but not really. I don't know. It's literally Boss like recycling it. But yeah. Let's see. All right, $349. You can't complain about that. Next on the list is the Thorpe FX ER2 Univibe. So it's like Hendrix on steroids is what it's claimed as. So it's a Univibe chorus vibe pedal that has 2 switchable voices. I mean, it's supposed to go just way deeper than what we've had in the past. It's so Adrian Thorpe, so Thorpe FX. You've got the normal kind of casing for it, which looks like it could take quite a beating. This is sitting at, I think, what did I put it down? $379.
Yeah, I mean, Thorpe FX is not a cheap brand, right? Like it's a premium pedal. Now it's made amazingly, and we always know, like, generally all his stuff is just outstanding.
But you know,
and a Univibe is not a cheap pedal to make, even when they're cheap pedals.
Right,
so
that's the whole thing. Univibe pedals are usually kind of expensive, anyways. Whenever you're getting in that whole style. So is this what presets on it? There's 3 lights. I guess vibe, chorus, and then both together, maybe. I don't know. 2 switchable voices. I can't see. Anywho, $379 looks cool. Cornerstone, which is a brand that we have covered before, is now announcing the Coliseum, which is a Blues Breaker and Klon dual overdrive. So it's not something that hasn't really been done before. Good thing, soft switches, which I actually do enjoy whenever it comes to drive pedals. And then it's also got the order flip switch. Each pedal is 4 knobs. So your Klon side does have a clean blend, it looks like, and your Blues Breaker side has I'm guessing that's a diode or a clipping. Yeah, you can choose the clipping on it. It's a dual pedal. It looks wonderful. The price on this one is sitting at $359, which isn't horrible, but I mean, we're starting to get up there in prices for dual overdrives.
The mini dial on the Klon side actually changes the diode blend from 100% germanium to 100% silicon, or a blend of the two in between.
Okay.
You can switch the order. It has a 4 jack, so you could do the switcher mode. I mean, so Cornerstone has been around for their Dumble. Yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to kind of ride two horses at the same time.
Giddy up, sir.
Yeah. So the germanium diodes are sort of the original design. The silicon is more modern, kind of, or a common thing. The Blues Breaker circuit has clipping diodes removed.
Yeah,
which can make it louder and brighter.
Yeah.
And then has a clean control on it.
Yeah, I messed that up. So the clippings on the Klon, the Blues Breaker has the clean. I just kind of did this backwards.
That's interesting. I actually kind of want to check this out just from that standpoint. Pretty cool. And also, Cornerstone has been one of those companies that's made those kind of unobtainium drives. Like, they've sold out a number of times. They're very popular, particularly in the Praise and Worship community. Who would have thought with a name like Cornerstone that would be Whoa. We'll get a copyright strike here, Diaz. Be careful. So I'm definitely curious about this. Those are the classic 2 pedals to have for a lot of people as well. So
I love a great blues breaker pedal. So
now to flip to the complete other end of the pricing market.
I know that's right.
Quite some shock. TC Electronic has come out with the AmpWorks series, vintage series. That's works with an X. So they've come out with 3: the Jims 45, the DC 30, and the Combo Deluxe 65. I think everyone can kind of guess what these are. They're amp pedals. Particularly looking at like what UA has been doing, where they actually split up the Marshall. Well, they didn't do a Marshall. They did a like a tweed, and then they did a black panel.
Tweed, black panel, and a Vox.
A Vox. So this has the Marshall Vox and the blackface fender. I guess have not worked that one out yet.
Panel. Yeah, that's a tough one because that's just what it's been called for so long.
Do we call them silver panel now as well, or are they still silver face?
There's going to be some gorillas that are going to be really upset.
There's going to be some... What? You mean silverback?
Yeah, some of them got silver on their face, though, too.
Okay. Anyway, these are...
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That was... All right.
Let's talk about the biggest feature. Let's just flat out. The biggest feature on all of these is the price.
Switches. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, $149. So this is like right now what I feel like I'm looking at is TC Electronic version of the Tech 21 character series.
That is probably a closer comparison.
That is the best comparison I can get because
but they're still, I believe, aren't they still they are IRs for aren't they?
I don't. Well, yeah, it's got
for the cab sim side of it.
They have built-in cab sims, USB connectivity, and a DI. Let's see. It comes with a Celestion Creamback cab sim built in. So I'm not seeing where you can change the cab sim. It's not an IR loader. And that's what reminds me of the character series. It's got it built in.
Where it's a filter bank cab sim. It's not a
IR.
A impulse response, way of doing it. Interesting. The price is great. The power demands are pretty reasonable.
This is going to be the one when people are like, I want to go run direct. Like, right here's a great place to start. Listen, pick the amp that works best with you, or if you're doing P-dubs, do the DC 30 or the Combo Deluxe. If you want to do some, granted, I would probably still stick with the Jims, because that's just the style I like. But I would say one of the best things about the Combo Deluxe is you've also got a built-in reverb.
Do you have a tremolo circuit on it too?
No.
Okay.
So it's got the built-in reverb though, and you can switch off the reverb as well.
That's cool. Yeah, and the DC and the Jims have boosts.
Right.
On the second thing. Also has a DI on a 1/4-inch output, so you can still just like run that straight to your amp when you're not using it.
Yeah, this is...
Or you're using both. Like, this is very... Like, the more you look at it, the more the Tech 21 really starts showing.
Right. And the thing is the Tech 21 character series was not huge. Like, it was great, but it was not huge. So I don't think a lot of people are going to make the comparison. Everyone's going to assume that this is a cheap version of just the UA stuff and the single style, like single amp style stuff. But really, this is really closer to the Tech 21 character series.
I was surprised how many people I saw grab the UA ones and actually grab two of them. Like they'd run the Fender and the Vox at the same time.
Yeah.
And like when you think about that, that's $800 of amp sims.
Mm-hmm.
When you could have bought a Stomp and done the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just throwing it out there of the fun things that are out there. Whereas, you know, for $300, you could do a blended 2 pedal thing too. So,
I mean, for $450, you can run wet, dry, wet, all direct.
Yeah, or just turn them on, off, and flip between amps.
Mm-hmm.
So many options. All the options.
So many options. Wonderful. You know what? TC Electronic, good job there.
Yeah.
Gotta say, way to go. All right. Let's see. Staying with stuff that's friendly on a budget. Warm Audio has introduced the Odd Box. If you are familiar with Comic Sans, you know what this pedal is.
You know, I never noticed that it was actually called the Odd Box for whatever reason. I just saw the ODD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it that way. Yeah. All right. Do we need to have a real talk about Warm Audio?
Fact that they're
because I thought the Zen Drive and the Klon that they did last round were close. I mean, this one's actually in some ways a little farther away, but at the same time, still very close to all the trade dress and all the kind of things that are there. I'll just be blunt. I don't understand. Does the OCD have that much of a market demand right now?
Not right now. The OCD, all right, the OCD, and I've said this before and I'll say it again and I'll stand by it, is the Boss DS1 of boutique pedals. It's like, or for especially for boutique, like overdrive distortion pedals. It literally is just like the entry level one. It seems like everyone's had one or knows someone who's had one at some point or come in close contact with one.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally don't think it's that amazing of a pedal. At one point I did think it was great, and then I played other pedals.
I don't think it's a bad pedal by any way.
No, not a horrible pedal.
It's just I kind of just always looked at the OCD at that point of like, you know, the market's getting pretty saturated with those because they were just in production for so long. It's like a fuzz factory, right? Like there's just been enough of them that like I just don't get that excited about the new variant of them unless Chase Bliss makes it.
Yeah, I don't care about. I think honestly, just the whole brand that this pedal is affiliated with makes me not want it. So, yeah. Anyways, what's $119?
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah. Cheap as crap.
I mean, what's a used OCD going for right now?
Probably $100 or so. Well, no, they might have gone up since of.
I don't know. They were banned for a little bit. Remember that?
Yeah, honestly, like I remember when OCDs were like $110 used all day.
That sounds about right.
Maybe even dipping into 90 and 80, depending on how fast you wanted to move it. But you know what's something that is not like super common?
What?
A Mutron phaser.
That is one I haven't seen much of. I recently got a chance to see some originals of these, but
yeah, but Warm Audio once again recreating another thing has the mutation phaser too.
Does this one make you as mad?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know much about the people who did the Mutron stuff. Was that Maestro or like Gibson? Or no? Or am I way off?
You're thinking Maestro.
I'm just thinking of Maestro in general. Yeah, just they had colors. But anywho's, yeah, $150. Interesting, fun toy. I wonder if Warm Audio is ever going to make anything of their own. Anywho, that was a random thought. Are you still there? Or are you just disappointed?
I'm still
now?
here. I think this one again. This one is where I get more like kind of okay. With the whole like bring back something that's not really in production. It's okay if you do a little bit of an homage to it, because this is not what the original box was. That's where things are a little more okay, and I but like, and I, you know, it's debatable if the OCD is still in production. I expect to see him back in the world here soon.
Yeah, he's supposed to be setting up shop in Nashville.
Yeah,
area.
and I'm guarantee the full tape, the tape echo that he does is still going to be like his bread and butter, because like the profitability on that is just awesome. Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Let's keep moving because we got a bunch of crap.
We do.
Let's go.
You know, too bad I just don't talk to my friend who works at Warm Audio very much. I know someone.
Wait, what?
I went to college with one of their marketing people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was at Blue for a while. Blue Microphones.
Oh,
and now
okay.
she's with Warm Audio. All right. Old Blood Noids Endeavors has come out with a whole line of alternate colorways for their entire product line because they've moved their printing in house.
Nice.
So there's some fun alternate things. Particularly, I love the Aquafresh branding on the Signal blender. That one is particularly really cool looking. You know, there's red and blue versions of stuff. I mean, a lot of it's the same artwork. It's just different color variations on it. So that's all on their website. They have a whole section there for alternate colorways. It will also be in our show notes. Another new thing, and we're actually a little ahead of it because we got early notice from our friend Alex. This time he decided to BCC us through the Tone Mob, which again, Alex, kind of hurts our feelings when you do that, just so you know. But these are new single knob mini enclosured options. So they have the Kingpin, which is a germanium clipper, which is germanium overdrive, doing a 2-stage FET overdrive instead of the traditional way. And then they also have the optical compressor, which is actually an original-ish circuit. And it's a mini compressor, which I don't think there's any mini optical compressors. The only mini compressor I can think of off the top of my head is the Zodic SP, and that's not a optical compressor. So that's pretty cool.
There's the Amazon Essentials has mini compressors.
Yeah, but is it optical?
Oh well, no.
Probably
I don't know.
Probably not.
I can see it
because.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to finish this show, but then I'm going to be really disappointed with you.
Okay.
The other fun thing is single knob compressors. It's easy mode.
Yeah.
So I kind of love that idea. These are both coming out, I believe, on the 14th. So that would be Thursday?
Yeah, Friday.
So you get a little early warning in case these all sell out quickly. They also can run at 18 volts. Or the overdrive can run at 18 volts. So, again, fun things there. You can check those out. Let's keep going.
Do it. All right. Electro Audio Experiments introduces the all-new Sending V2, digitally controlled analog delay that Josh Scott has hailed as a masterpiece. Well, you heard it from Josh Scott, therefore it's true. So, John Snyder, sorry, mixing two names. So John Snyder is the head honcho over there, coming up with this crazy pedal. There's a lot going on with this thing. It's $649. So Friday, the 18th of July. Friday, 18th July. I'm so confused.
The 18th. July 18th is a Tuesday.
Yeah. So is it supposed to be the 14th or the 18th?
I think it's the Friday.
Okay, so most likely Friday.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah.
Okay,
The,
let's start with the most important detail. It is
please.
$650.
That is very important. That is, I mean, listen, I'm, I get, yeah,
This is for the true deluxe memory man, right? Purist head, analog delay. I mean, don't get me wrong.
audiophile.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. We just had the Boss digital or Bucket Brigade delay already come out. So you know, if you're really that hungry for something that's crazy like that, I'm more interested in the DM 101, just me personally. But we got dual foot switch design. One can be tap tempo, hold it down for a swell effect. And you can adjust the swell time, so it does I guess it does kind of a slow gear effect. Engage foot switch turns effect on and off, and if you hold it down, you can toggle between trails and standard bypass mode.
It's got MIDI.
It's got MIDI. Can do up to a second of analog delay. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so you got presets and then MIDI control over every parameter.
There's a pan mode.
There's a lot. This is intimidating.
There's a chaos mode that randomizes the LFO.
Oh my gosh.
The color knob adjusts the input preamp, 3 region effects. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, this is a lot.
25 milliseconds to a second. All right, anywho, $650. I'm gonna have to listen to some more. I'm gonna have to listen to the JHS video on this. Yeah. Hell yeah. John hit the jackpot. You got Josh's.
I mean, Josh is a kingmaker, you know.
I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. I'm saying that's awesome for them that Josh is on board with this. Because I mean that's one of those things, you know. It's, you know, like whenever people used to want it to be a certain person's like it thing of the week, it helps out. That's awesome. All right, anyhow, let's keep moving because that's really just making my head spin.
It is. It's probably going to sell out too. There's also a TRS loop where you can put external effects in the feedback loop.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is going to be one of those ultimate analog delays. That's just what it's going to be.
Fantastic. This next thing will be quick and easy. Joe Landreth and Jackson Audio collaborate on mini version of their Golden Boy overdrive pedal. They're doing mini versions, single stomp foot switch versions of most of their pedals.
Yeah, it's not that mini.
Stuff. It's really not. Like, I mean,
It's not truly a mini. It's more like you're deleting all the MIDI and all the extra effects that happen.
It should be like the Golden Boy Basic.
This is more of a standard pedal. I mean, in size is not too far off from a standard pedal. It looks a little short. Top jacks. You got three band EQ gain. You got
this is great for the people who want the same thing but want the price down.
Yeah. Well, or moreover, this is probably what the majority of people are using their Golden Boys as, because they're not dealing with the MIDI side of it. Right. If you go to Sweetwater, there's also a rose gold and a black version over the standard.
Oh, never mind. They might just only be doing it for this pedal. I might have spoke out of line. I just happened to see the color and thought that was the Asahi.
Oh no, those were all Golden Boys in the background there.
Yeah, my bad.
Different colorways.
So just Golden Boys as of right now.
Yep. $180, not bad.
No, not horrible.
What else we got? KMA Machines combines reverb, delay, and a limited edition finish for the new version of the Cirrus Shadow pedal. For its 10th anniversary.
KMA loves knobs and switches and stuff.
That's what they do.
That's just they just put so much everywhere all the time. Yeah.
This is $230. Direct from KMA machines. It's the new finish will be limited to 150 pedals worldwide. 3 different delay and reverb modes here, and in the order of effects can be changed for enhanced versatility. There's also an onboard FX loop and half tempo. There you go.
Well, awesome. All right. Let's keep on moving. Just moving on up.
J Rocket is doing the Dumble thing again with an all new and improved Hot Rubber Monkey V2. So they had the original Hot Rodded Monkey EQ modded Dumble 2 years ago. And so this is an updated version.
Very nice.
4 knobs. So top end, mids, level, and gain. Price is $230.
Yeah.
9 volts. Dumble sound. So there you go. I'm sure I actually love how it sounds because I tend to love those kind of pedals.
Yeah. Speaking of pedals I love, Beatronics Octa-High V2 high octave fuzz pedal. So I've always loved the sound of the
I've wanted to get one of these for a while.
The look of this, gosh,
yeah, and,
it looks so
it's only
wonderful.
$200
With those Marshall knobs. Or Marshall style.
It's sort of on the back of it. Interesting.
Yeah. It's got it's almost got this like steampunk feel to it. I love it. Oh, it looks gorgeous. $200. That's it.
So that might actually
do it.
You can switch between 2 modes with a quick double tap and customize the momentary switching speed with 3 foot switch profiles.
Nice.
What else did they add? So there's the buzz and the octave mode. That's all I'm really seeing. Go give it a listen. I mean, again, fuzzes are one of those tricky things. You got to touch them to know if you love them or not. But this looks cool.
Oh yeah.
All right. While we're on the topic of looking cool, Gibson has teamed up with master luthier Leo Scala to reimagine 4 classic electrics for the Master Artisan collection. So there's going to be a Q27 Flying V, the 52 DeVille SG, the Theodore Retroliner, and the Code Red R9 Les Paul. All one-of-a-kind collector's items. So these are very relict.
I don't hate that SG. I think it looks sexy.
That SG, it looks old as hell.
It looks so.
It's a trapeze wraparound bridge.
Yeah,
which they also did on the Les Paul.
Yeah, I like it. There's something about it. Les Paul, I wish it was a little bit more relic and had some damn pickup covers. Because
do you like the one pickup cover on the neck on the SG?
I kind of do dig that.
Yeah.
But I feel like with a heavier of a relic, it works better.
I'm going to take a bold stance here and say that I think the Theodore is the most interesting one of the group. By doing the humbucker in the bridge and a P90 in the neck, wraparound tailpiece, and relicking that blue, it actually puts a very interesting look on the Theodore that I would not have looked at otherwise. I just still hate the headstock on a Theodore.
The Flying V does something for me.
Yeah.
It really makes me want to like go play some fucking Metallica in a garage. It really like even with the ugly Gibson logo, I dig it. It's almost like it's kind of like looking at an accident, man. Just can't turn your head away.
Yeah. So these are exclusive to the Gibson Garage. So you'll have to go there if you're interested in ordering it. Probably somebody who's already called dibs, or there's some auction format because these are going to be just outrageously priced. but cool nonetheless.
For sure.
Meanwhile, on the other end of the affordability spectrum, possibly, Epiphone has come out with an Alex Lifeson Les Paul Custom Access Ruby. So that is a Les Paul with a Floydy boy.
100% what I consider reasonably priced, $1,300 for a signature Epiphone guitar, especially Alex Lifeson. I mean, the access is something that a lot of people, especially if you're a Rush fan, I personally would love this guitar, even though I'm not a huge Floydy Boy fan. I would love this guitar just because
it fixes one of the biggest problems with Les Paul, which is the G string tuning.
Yep.
By having a locking nut. It's a quilted maple veneer, so it's not a real figured top, but so it won't have necessarily the depth that like a real custom will have, but still pretty cool looking.
$12.99. That's not horrible.
That's not horrible considering it is a Floyd Rose 1000 series locking tremolo, which I believe. So I don't know, relative pricing on stuff like that, but there aren't very many Floyd equipped Les Pauls in general. So
they've also got a left-handed version.
Oh, that's awesome.
That actually is like a pretty cool thing. Like, you don't see it that often. And it includes the hard case.
That's actually pretty good at that price point then.
Like, I'm not like, I mean, that's at least $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In today's money, not in, it's a $1,200 Epiphone, when we were kids was unfathomable, but now it's kind of becoming the norm. So,
yep. So something else that's pretty cool. So Eddie Van Halen, the EVH Made in Japan series signature Wolfgang comes in the stealth black and the ivory. So they've had this is kind of the step between the Mexican and the USA. Are
we able to buy them here?
I believe so.
Because that would be
$25.99 for the
wait a second
stealth black.
Okay.
What? $26.99 for the ivory.
Well, so here's the weird part. That's euro, not something else. It's rare that you see the euro price being cheaper than US dollar, but it's MIJ. So, part of why MIJ is so appealing is they tend to get into Europe really affordably.
Right.
One of the features is Bourne's high friction pots to stop you from accidentally knocking your settings. But the volume is a low friction pot.
I do like that the ivory has the block inlays. Yeah. They've got a hand rubbed satin urethane back finish on the
that will also feel fantastic.
Yeah.
These are pretty cool the Wolfgang hasn't really been a guitar that calls to me, but these are really nice looking versions of them for sure.
Oh yeah. Another cool, we're sticking with signature guitars. Fender has the Corey Wong limited edition Stratocasters, available in Daphne Blue and Surf Green for a limited time.
These are still the Highway 1 body, right? Where it's a little thinner and it's got the signature pickups from Duncan, compound radius.
It comes with a Corey Wong hair tie for muting the tremolo springs.
Nice.
Yeah. Set of rubber strap lock washers and a custom neck plate.
Nice. Yeah, it still is the scaled down body, so that's the Highway 1 body. Cool.
Yeah, and so these are running the 2249.
Yeah. That's an American Fender.
For sure. And then the last on the list of guitars, it's actually another signature. You've got the Martin Zero
Triple O
JR10E Shawn Mendes.
So it's a junior triple O, so very small guitar, which is again part of Shawn Mendes likes the smaller guitars.
I feel like we've talked about this.
We talked about his Fender.
I know. Well, no, that was a while back. I'm trying to. Let's see.
But yeah. It's got a signature at the 12th fret. It's got these little carvings in the bridge. Comes in a left-handed as well. It's a 24-inch scale, so it's slightly smaller. Fishman sonotone. Solid body all around. Spruce tops, Sapele back and sides. Oh, the signature is at the 3rd fret, not the 12th fret. My bad. It comes in at about $800.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very affordable, possibly parlor contender. You know, not quite a parlor. So, neat little guitar. Very affordable. I hope a lot of people get into playing guitar as a result of that too. So,
yeah.
Okay, we're almost there.
Hold on. Shawn Mendes has a signature 000 junior size Martin acoustic and it is compact, eco-friendly, and affordable. The 000 JR10E. That was September 21st, 2022.
All right, there we go.
Sorry. It was really bugging me.
You just read so many lists to get back to that.
I did, actually. Actually, I just found one that was an article and was looking for the oldest date. So, anywho, that's a refresher.
Yeah.
Amplitude.
Amplitude has added the Morley collection, 3 classic stomp pedals into Amplitude. So you have the EVO1, which is the Powerwah Fuzz, along with that's got that. Oh wait, hang on. 3 new effects. The EVO1 Fat Fuzz tone of. Oh, sorry. The EVO1 is a delay.
Yes.
Fat Fuzz, the Powerwah Fuzz, and then the Contour Wah. Okay.
Yes. Here's my question. What the fuck are you supposed to, like, how are you supposed to use a wah besides, I mean, are you like an auto wah? Are you, I see there's the auto function. Like, Are you using like Bluetooth expression? Like what is going?
Well, there's a lot of different ways you could do that. You could have a
friend sitting there moving the mouse for you.
You could, but like I think you're thinking of Amplitude and just that form factor.
Okay.
There's been a lot of pedal board controllers that IK Multimedia has made for this. There's been.
Okay.
So there are like little like MIDI, not MIDI, but like the little USB things that are just like a couple buttons that are assignable and like an expression pedal.
Okay.
There's the Bluetooth or expression pedals that are out there now. There's all sorts of different ways you could do this. But I can definitely see for the people who think of Amplitude is like, oh, this is how I play guitar on my phone.
Yeah,
I can definitely see how that could be a content problem, but like you got to remember that Amplitude first and foremost a platform on the computer.
Go get him, doggy. We're on the 2nd floor and you're barking out the window. There's no dogs outside. He's barking at the air dogs. He watched Air Bud. All right, yeah. Anywho, so I couldn't really find a price. So whenever you buy the like,
it's $25.
Okay, well, it says Europe, and I was like, anywho, I'm assuming they're $25 each, or you can buy all 3 for $50. So, but if you buy their big old like Total Studio 4 Max or Amplitude 5 Max, it'll start coming on the price. So, anywho, Harley Benton. Oh wait, damn it!
This week in Harley Benton.
Harley Benton. We're gonna pretend we took out that other part. They have their Spaceship Power Bar series pedal boards. They are pedal boards with built-in power.
Yeah, I mean we've seen this concept before. People using the aluminum rails as a place to store a battery, and then using that as power for things. I've spoke my piece on why I'm not a big fan of that. And this does fix some of it, which is So I've seen a few of those. Was it Outlaw Boards or somebody? We've seen few different versions of this concept, but they put on the back rail where all the buttons were, or all the plugs were.
Yeah.
So then all your jacks have all the weight of the pedal board sitting on them if you ever put your pedal board in the case in that direction. So like that's not good. This corrects it. So they're all on an inner rail on the inside of a rail, except for the external power supply.
Yeah. And it's got a 18 watt max USB port. It's got USB-C.
Yeah, so it's also got USB-C on it.
Variable voltage on 2 of them.
Yeah, the highest capacity one is 9,000 milliamp hours, which is not... I mean, that's what a lot of people's like cell phone charger battery that they carry around gets up to. I think you can definitely go above that and still carry it on an airplane just fine. You're never allowed to check this as luggage. That's a fun thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it has a lithium battery in it. You're not supposed to check anything that has a lithium battery in it. So they've got like a pedal train nano size, and then they've got like a classic, and then the big old pro pedal train pro size. And then they also have the power bars, which I believe are that is just the power supply on its own.
Yeah.
It looks like the rails can actually be removed from a board here. So maybe you can add more than one to a board. I don't entirely know how that works. I'm going to have to look at that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Price-wise, how are we feeling about this?
So the prices
pretty cheap compared to like a pedal train of the same size.
$127 to $219.
Yeah, I mean, considering you also have a battery and power included in that actually is pretty reasonably priced.
That's phenomenally priced if you think about the fact that you're getting. I mean, what level of quality is it? Well, I mean, know.
It's a battery, so your whole ground loop problem kind of gets resolved. Just saying.
Yeah. But price wise, I think it's phenomenal. I mean, let's see. But
from a price wise, how do you feel about like someone like Mono having something a pedal board that's more accommodating of power supplies?
I wish there was a way for us to compare that. Almost if like Mono was to like launch something called like the pedal board rail. An ultra light new pedal board design that's built for the road and built for their power supplies.
Yeah, so this is a play off the classic kind of pedal train layout because fun story. So I was hanging out with John Snyder of Creation Pedal Boards about a week ago or so. He was in town and him and I were hanging out. And he was letting me know he famously got in trouble with Pedal Train batting up against their patent, which is now expired. So you're going to see a lot more Pedal Train inspired things because the patent is up on their design for pedal boards. So you're going to see a lot more iterations or changes off the slatted design.
Are they not able to renew the patent, or is it just one of those things? You get the patent, it's only good for so long, to enough time for you to like build it.
Patents in general are not meant to be lifetime.
Okay.
So they're to protect your intellectual property as you establish a market, but at some point they all end. So that's how they go. So price wise, these are pedal train standard sizes. It looks like, with some slight variations on the look. You've got rounded edges. You've got a big gap in the back wall of the board. The frame to allow a mounted power supply and still get cords and everything through it, which is fantastic. That's a common problem that you see with pedal train rails, because the rails are so thick and all that garbage. So this changes that dynamic around. It's also built perfectly for Mono's new power supplies that they came out with a couple weeks ago that we got to see. I'm surprised they didn't announce both of these at the same time, but here we are. The other beautiful thing is, since it's mono, you also have the beautiful bags that you can buy and just have it all in all complete kit. So price wise, these are running from about $880 up to $280 for the 32-inch board, which is like a PT Pro. So not cheap.
Yeah.
Not the cheapest options out there. I don't know how that compares with the other design that mono has. But
the slider ones, isn't that mono?
I think are D'Addario's.
Oh, that's D'Addario. Sorry,
the
everyone's making
one?
pedal boards nowadays.
Everyone is. It's a good market. No, so mono's the one that had like just the flat. It was a flat extruded aluminum that then had a bend in it, but it was solid aluminum, and then it had the oval holes, and then they had little rubber things that you could plug in the oval holes that could act as like cable management. So you'd wrap the cable around that little rubber piece before you bring it up through the hole, as a way of kind of shortening your power cables and things like that. It was a really clever design. I would say the old mono design was much more dual lock oriented, whereas this will really facilitate the Velcro lever.
Okay.
And even comes with Velcro in their setting. So you can check that out.
Very nice.
Diaz. We made it to the end.
All right, and we got to just announce, because it happened this week, Caesar, I'm guessing Caesar, is the new Gibson CEO.
It's official. The board approved it, which is what we thought. It was interim CEO until the board has to meet. They weren't going to hold an emergency board meeting just for that.
Yeah.
So, congrats. I mean, we were talking in our group about how much, Gibson was a punching bag towards the end of what's his face's.
I don't even
remember his name anymore. The old CEO. And what JC came in, he didn't really rock the boat too hard. I look back at it now of just like, oh, they just tuned up and streamlined what they were doing into stuff that people like. And, honestly, of all guitar brands, Gibson Guitars is actually one of the ones that hasn't really inflated that much, while all the others did.
Mm-hmm. Well, in all fairness, though, Gibson, it seemed like they might have been a little ahead of the curve on inflation. Yeah.
I mean, now look at, for a while there, Paul Reed Smith looked like a bargain, and now Paul Reed Smith prices are way up. Fender prices are way up.
Gibson's kind of up a little bit, but because everyone was complaining about Gibson prices beforehand, and now they haven't had to adjust them as much, it seems like the price complaining is going down.
Well, at its worst, the Les Paul Standard hit $3,000 in the olden days, and so how much is the Les Paul Standard going for now? 32. Yeah, they barely inflated.
Yeah,
and that's a greenie model. Like Adam Jones, Les Paul Standard is still $3,000. I know it dropped down to 27 for a little bit, and you can still get some. If you're willing to get into like the faded burst, you can get into 25. So yeah, actually Gibson prices have actually more or less stabilized after the 2015 shenanigans.
Yeah,
they haven't drastically inflated the way a few other guitar brands have.
Oh, that's very true. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm ready to go.
Me too.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Go to theeffectsloop.com. It's got links to our Facebook, Instagram, merch, YouTube, our email, and our Patreon, which also, if you want to go directly there, it's patreon.com/theeffectsloop. Big shout out to everyone who supports this show, whether it be financially or just listening to us talk every week. I mean, thanks.
Thank you for whoever is, leaving little notes of encouragement in Diaz's lunch every day.
Gosh, if you could up the game a little bit, though.
The other kids are making fun of him for it, but at the same time, he knows he's appreciated. So,
Yeah. It's the cute little candy hearts that I like the most. All right. Thank you again to Electromotive Sound Co. for supporting this episode. Go to electromotivesound.com and support them as well. If you do place an order, tell them that your boys, Scott and Diaz, sent you. We'd appreciate it. Mm-hmm. They probably appreciate it too. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful week. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Gosh.
I mean, that was basically
Yeah.
We are strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show 'em some love. There are many things that this world needs, but the most important one is unity. United we stand, divided we fall. Through the ages this has been the same old song. Yeah. We are strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show some love. This song is not about race or politics, but the hate that resides in the hearts of men. Desperate times call with desperate measures. So why don't we be desperate to love each other?
Let's erase hate from the dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love, energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make weathers, no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in a community that remains happy. Ever after, the world should be one. Hate annihilated, every heart is one. Love again. So
Don't